Okay.
No.
All right, we are live on YouTube. If I can get Alderman Craig Bullock to lead us in the prayer and the pledge. If everyone please stand.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for the honor and privilege to serve on this board and serve in this city. God, thank you for just our residents, our constituents. God, I pray that if the next night we would do so in accordance to your will, having everything we do and say, give us great failures.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I thought I saw her earlier coming over here.
I ain't seen Miss Ada.
Kim,
I don't know.
Steve would know.
He probably does.
He does. Text him and let us know. Alrighty, got everyone here. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
If I may make a request, to switch 7 and 8 around.
Okay, we can do that.
What are 7 and 8? Because I don't have numbers.
Old business.
Oh.
Nothing on your side to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
And I'll say,
All in favor?
thank
There, a motion to accept the consent agendas 1 through 4.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
you.
Public comment. Here, Alicia, come on up. Hey, if you could hand me the that for me, Mr. Ben. Awesome, thank you. Mr. Ben, how you doing? What's up?
I'm doing well. I'm Dr. Ben Velazquez. I am a licensed athletic trainer in the state of Mississippi, and I come before the Board of Aldermen to request the adoption of a proclamation for National Athletic Training Month, which is the month of March. Athletic trainers are licensed healthcare professionals that work with all levels of athletes and active individuals. We work with high schools, colleges, universities. We work with military, industrial programs, performing arts, and our job is to provide care. We do recognition of injuries, we do rehabilitation, we do prevention and care. We do concussion protocols, we do illness treatment. So, questions?
Any questions? I appreciate that. I know that's something different from back when way back when I played ball, having the medical attention that these kids have now. And I think that's a good thing. I remember back in the day, if you some of the sports, if you wanted to get water or something like that, it was frowned upon. And I think we've come a long way since then.
Y'all still tell them to rub dirt on it?
Walk it off.
Yeah. Well, we do tell them to walk it off a little bit just to assess the humidity. But Kettle High School has 2 outstanding athletic trainers, Pedro Moreno, who's been around since 1994, and he's been there forever, and Erica Mohan, she's been there. I knew her when she was an undergraduate at Southern Miss, one of my students. So they do an outstanding job. We have another athletic trainer that works at William Carey, who's resident of Petal. I myself am a resident of Petal and live on Carterville Road. And
I'm your own.
you're my ultimate, yes, sir. I think we've talked a couple of times. I work with Encore Sports Nursing. I cover Sacred Heart High School. And then there's Cole Smith, who works for Hattiesburg, and she's at game right now. So Pedro and Erica.
Well, the guy that's had 3 of the conditions that you were talking about, because we did have that.
Give us a few minutes. We'll actually take you up on your offer.
Thank
Hey, Jennifer, come on up here.
Good afternoon, I'm Jennifer Welch with Bethlehem Real Estate. I purchased a building at 108 North Main Street on November the 25th. And I have decided to be an owner occupant of this building for a brokerage office. So we are considering a long-term investment into this community. We would like to be in this building for 20 plus years. And we are struggling right now to get a permit on this building. We received our third submission today saying that we were denied and we need to resubmit. So I am just bringing to your attention that I'm struggling to get through this process and could use some hand holding and some support. I've also typed out a 2-page letter explaining some background information on me, my plans for this building, and some very specific experiences that I've had, maybe some comment for improvement in that department. So I would like to submit this letter to the city clerk
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
have her email.
And
it to you
I
guys.
should say, yeah, we'll disperse it from that point.
There you go. Thank you all so much.
Good deal. Thanks, Jennifer.
Did you say 108?
Thank you.
Lindsey Brown, come on up here. Feel like I hadn't seen you in a week.
It's been 4 whole days.
Yeah.
I just want to give y'all some updates. I jotted it all down so I wouldn't forget anything. We've got morning coffee meetup with the chamber Thursday morning at Chick-fil-A. I love when you all come to that and be a part of that at 8 a.m. We've got professional development next week. I know you're sending Michelle Palmer to that, but if anyone else would like to come, I think it would be valuable. Tips and tricks on how to leverage your business with social media, and that's super, super valuable. So that's gonna be great. And then we have one more ribbon cutting this month. It is next Friday, the 27th. It's on Friday, so that some people that usually can't come can attend. I hope that's not a bad time for the ones that usually attend. It's next Friday at 2 at Friendly City Fashions on Highway 42. Our 2 events that are here and open are the health fair on May 5th. I've told you before, but I'll just reiterate that we've had a really good response for that. All of our sponsors are set. The vendor registrations are up. It's set to be a great event. A problem last year with that was that the marketing campaign for it started so late that participant numbers were not great. Vendor numbers were great, sponsor numbers were great, but participant numbers weren't great. So I intend to pass out flyers to anywhere that there may have some active older adult traffic so that we can get more community members to that event. And then the big beast of the event that I'm planning right now is Star Spangled. It really is shaping up to be a big year. I've applied for the grants for the Mississippi Humanitarians. I should hear back in the next 2 or 3 weeks on if we were given those grants. And it's going great. Our sponsors are flowing in. We're almost at a stopping point with the food vendors because we have so many that have already registered since we posted it last week. So it's set to be a great year as well. A membership update I wanted to give you since January 1st, and this is the most memberships we've had in this time period since our inception. We've had 18 new members since January 1. Now, over 50% of those are either have been in this town for a really long time and do not wish to have a ribbon cutting, or they're not in Petal. So the ribbon cuttings to new members doesn't really balance out right now because it's a lot of special cases, but 18 new members since January 1st. So that's really, really wonderful, honestly, for everyone. We welcome 3 new board members. They start their tenure on April 1st. So that's wonderful. We launch our podcast next week, so that's exciting. And then I think that's it. I think that's all the updates I need. Do you all have any questions for me?
What's the podcast called? Where's it available?
So then the name is Between Three. I have not picked yet. I'm gonna actually email you that, let you vote. All of you. We're gonna do it a batch film, so I'll record 3 podcast interviews in one day, and there'll be 1 a month that comes out. For now, that's a budget decision. If we see that engagement is up with it and it's working, we will potentially look into putting more money into that and upping how many we do. It'll be available on YouTube, and then we'll have real clips of it available on all of our other social media platforms.
So is it Ian and Ben and who else?
Yes, Ann, Ben, and Jason McMichael. So there's 3. And I think it's gonna be great. They start April 1st. Any more questions?
I will add another ribbon cutting, and I'll get you this information on the 28th, which is Saturday, 8:45 first pitch, 9:30 ribbon cutting for our new entrance to the ball fields. I'll push that information
I
out
had an email.
to you. Yeah,
I'll
I
forget.
include you in that. So FYI, that is opening day, which is actually going to be Friday, but
Next Saturday.
yes, You
I
said
had
you're
two
ribbon.
kids on two different ballparks that day. So if you need me, yeah, really.
Oh, we do need you.
Okay.
What time do they play
We
out?
don't know yet.
Okay, well,
You'll have your ribbon and your scissors, I
there we go.
promise. Whether you have me, that's up.
Is Josh back there?
That's out for voting.
No, he's sick. He's gone to the doctor.
Ah,
So it's this Saturday for the ribbon cutting for walk.
The 28th.
Next week.
That's all I got. Thank y'all.
Good deal. Thanks, Lindsay.
Good job.
Okay.
See, they got over at the school. That's really nice. All righty, move on to proclamations and resolutions. Request to adopt a proclamation setting March as National Athletic Trainer Month. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Ben, can you come up here? There is your proclamation.
Thank you, sir. At some point in the future, we'll get a photo op of the other trainers.
Anytime they want to call me, or anytime during the day, whatever
I got
best
to
for
see
you
what
guys.
schedules are.
Awesome. Good deal. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Support all.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, number 6, request to adopt a resolution authorizing SMPDD to, and I get to where I can actually say that pretty flows a lot better now, to assist and serve as agent for the city of Petal to establish a commercial redevelopment / revitalization program in the city for vacant buildings or underdeveloped areas of the city. Is there a motion and a second for conversation?
Motion.
Is there a second?
For discussion.
Yes. All righty, Blake, well, I think we've got a couple people here with that.
Yeah.
I know Mark's here, hiding behind the podium.
Yeah, we have a few people, I believe, that are here to talk about it tonight, and in full transparency with everyone that is here, one of the guests that we're anticipating is a gentleman from the SMPDD. I've also gotten pretty good at saying it lately. That wanted to be able to attend, but due to the nature of his job, he fell on Biloxi and got tied up. And I got a phone call at like 5:05
You're right.
saying, "Hey, I'm still on the coast."
Yeah, just look here.
So he's not going to be able to make it for this meeting. And there's some board of arguments that I know still have some questions that I think that I can answer, but if we aren't satisfied tonight, it might come down to a table. And we'll push it to the next meeting. That said, I still wanted everybody that's here tonight to be able to have their voice and say their piece. Because I know it's gotten out there a little bit now, so absolutely still be heard and taken into account. It's just the actual decision might come a little bit later. So just to open it up, what this resolution is an agreement between us and the Southern Mississippi Planning and Development District to have a tri-party agreement between us, incoming businesses that are seeking for help in establishing their business, and the SMPDD to act as a facilitator between us two. And how it would ultimately work is us and businesses get together and we establish an amount of money to be collected from the increase of the sales tax that a new business brings, or a currently existing business brings due to renovation and redevelopment of a piece of property. So, say a business comes to Petal and takes over an abandoned piece of property and redevelops it. Through this program, they are entitled to 1/3 reimbursement of the cost of redeveloping that piece of property. And they get that money through the increase of sales tax that goes to the city. Now, the city, out of the 7% sales tax that Mississippi has, the city gets, I believe, 18.5% of that. Between us as the city and the business, we will come to an agreement of how much of that we want to give back once we collect that money from the state. The state's the one that's going to collect it, and they send us our portion of it. We give that back to them every single year, depending on the increase of the sales tax for that piece of property, for a number of years up to 15, which is what the agreement says right now. It's the standard agreement that the SPDD has. But all that to say, there are three elements: the amount of time that this is in place, the amount of money that is reallocated, and the 1/3 of the development cost. So we could do 25% of the 18.5 that we get from the sales tax for 7 years, or we could do 15%, or 50%, or 15%, whatever it is that we agree with the business owner. Both parties have to be in agreement, and then the SMPDD will act as the facilitator of this agreement, so that it eases up some of the administration burden on us and actually makes it possible to where we can do this. They help with the reporting and all of those things that would just be more and more and more that I unfortunately shove on Melissa's plate. That is the structure of this agreement. Today would just be a resolution, or in this case, most likely our next meeting will be a resolution to agree to these terms, to enter into this relationship. So yeah, I think that's the gist of it. If any of the alders have any questions for me, I'd love to answer that first, and then we'll open it up to the floor.
So my understanding is that if this were to pass right now, moving forward, we don't actually have to do anything that we don't want to as the Board of Aldermen.
Yes, moving forward, you don't have to do anything that you don't necessarily want to. I would say if basically it is a tool there to attract new businesses or to help people that are in a position or are not in a position to accomplish what they want. And this is our way of kind of nudging that last little bit. So if there's a new business that wants to come to town and they're just slightly priced out,
Just to reword it a different way, like we're not obligated.
not obligated. And so it is. That's the big part of the contract is it is an agreement between us and the business partners. Both have to be satisfied with the arrangement of the deal. So that is why the resolution in itself is just an agreement to partake in the program. It's not an agreement to any particular business or anything like that as of right now.
So another question, tri-party agreement. Is the county not a part of this?
It is not. That's part of the reason why it comes from the city's taxes. I know with the CBD, we are in partnership with the county. With this one, it is between the city, the business, and the SPDD. And because of that, the county isn't involved because we're not in county taxes. Or at least that's one. Any other alders have any particular questions?
Is this going to cost the city any money?
As of now, no. Or not as of now, no. This will not cost the city any money. Basically, it is an increase in growth. So if it is a new business and it's a dilapidated area, then taking over that, there is no sales tax coming out of that. So all of that sales tax will be subject to this agreement. If it is a currently existing business who also wants to redevelop, then the marker is where they are currently at. So we don't lose anything, but if they want to invest, say, $50,000 into their business to renovate outside, inside, public vehicle, interior, things like that, and they get a bump to their sales tax because of that, then that is the portion that will be taken into account for this agreement.
The baseline stays the same.
Baseline stays the same. We don't lose anything.
Mark, what you got?
I think it's very good. And as you know, we're here doing the Petal Plaza, and
You're not gonna call that like Grand Plaza or something?
Petal Plaza, that's what.
See that big sign you got out there? Y'all could just take it off and.
Mike gave us a newspaper clipping of the grand opening in 1980 of Petal Plaza.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool. It's awesome. So that's what we're going with. Yeah, this would help very much. This is something, the reason we knew about it and started doing it was Hattiesburg's doing it, and they brought it to my partner who has E&D Discount Grocery. And the plan is, his plan is to, my plan is just to get the building nice and get it rented. His plan is to do something that's going to be very, very popular. It's being done in a lot of other places, more popular than your normal grocery stores. It's going to be a full line grocery store and be a member of one of the large names. But it will be 75% discount for opportunity buy. And so that's the plan. But I will tell you, my partner, he's not 100%. I showed Mayor today the place that he is hopefully going into. And that is the one section that we have not touched. The floor is still the old broken up floor. It's even got stuff left over from Dirt Cheap in it. It's the last place that we were going to do. He has gotten excited about it and has, it's kind of grown in as if he does it, but he's not even committed to me. He's committed to me to help me get the building straight. He plans on going there. That's the full plan. He's been wanting to meet with the mayor, but this got thrown up a little quicker, or I wouldn't even be here today. I didn't realize we were talking about this today, but I can tell you, we need it. We need it. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but as with everything cost goes over. It will help make that place not be skimped on anything this extra. And like I said, there's nothing coming from there now. So anything is great. And then you can do it up to 15 years, but I would propose something more like, something more like 10 years. And we won't even get all the benefit from it because, and the truth is, it's not even from me. This doesn't have to do with the developer. It's just whoever the tenant is going to be. And if he does what we're talking about on just his build out, it'll be about a $2 million build out. So I think we only get 1/3 back maximum, no matter how many years you do it or whatever. So 6.5. So yeah, I mean, if we did, it'd estimate the sales tax to be $20,000 there. So if we did half, or if y'all did half, share 50% of the taxes, which is what they do in Hattiesburg, then that would be $10,000 a year. Y'all get $10,000, we get $10,000 approximately. And for 10 years, what is that total? Yeah. So,
And don't forget your turning.
yeah, look, I'm doing this first to make money. I mean, if it does really good, it could be really great. But I probably wouldn't have took this big of a risk if I wasn't a pedal boy and wanted that place to, it needs to be something. And I just can't imagine somebody else doing, not that I know of right now. And so, like I said, there's zero coming from there right now. So anything sales tax wise is a plus to the city. And especially if it helps us anchor really good tenants. This could be the difference between mediocre tenants or really good tenants. Because it seems like the sophisticated tenants that we would like to get in there care about things like this. And so, like I said, it's sharing the increase in taxes that none of us have.
I think, and Mark, appreciate your time today, and I have a better understanding of what's going on now. I think one of my issues as it sits here today would probably be that it seems arbitrary in nature. It's like one of the selling points to us has been, well, if we don't want to, we don't have to. And that gets into the picking and choosing. So I would hope something of that nature would get hammered out before something else got on our plate. I mean, there's real numbers on our side. Me and you talked about it. We want to be as helpful, I think, collectively as we can be. But you're talking about $100,000 roughly in that scenario. So, I mean, it is kind of some money. So it is, but at the same time, I talked with one of the other aldermen earlier. If you were going to pick a place that put this in, this would be the place that you would do it.
What that program's designed.
There's no other area
And I
like that.
think
But I think Hattiesburg, don't they zone it? If you're in this zone, you get a certain percent.
They have
They
a
do.
50% and they have a 35%.
And my understanding is it's not really a lot of cities doing this. I think I heard
Slightly
two.
under 10 right now. Not
10?
two.
Okay. Two.
Now then they do have separate zones, which I'm open to put in. I did think that having separate zones means that you automatically go up to whatever that number is.
Or you can just
So
have
it kind of
one if
works
you're
in
in that
both
whole
ways.
thing. Those
Yeah.
things that the stuff that you gave us, that mimics the CBD,
Yes.
not the marijuana.
The
Know what y'all are thinking.
Yeah, y'all already set up the map.
Not
for
the
for
Central
the-
Business District.
I took the list of parcels from the CBD and applied it directly as an exhibit
Assumed
one,
that it was,
so that
was
we're
that.
tied to that.
And obviously we want something there, but at the same time, we'll get questions because there's other entities that have put money and we haven't.
I think one of the statements in it is in something in blighted areas. And so
Yeah.
for something sitting.
If something don't happen there now, it could be a generation before something happens. So I get that. That's a good selling point. I get that part of it and appreciate what you're doing. And obviously I know your motivation ultimately, but at the same time, it's a pretty neat project. Just take the hope,
Well, I
the
could
desire to
find
make a
more
profit.
for Sure things to do
Yeah.
with the money. It's definitely a large risk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's it. There's nothing there now. I mean, maybe she came earlier, but I don't think there's this definite for, I can tell you, my partner has not committed, as you can see,
Yeah.
stuff just sitting in there. And he does, he works I do my best every day to sell to him. And he's planning on doing it, but he.
I know you're in the, if not them, who puts
Yeah.
you in another, or puts all of us collectively in
And
another
I
box.
believe with this, it's going to make,
Yeah.
it's gonna have more quality, a better income. It's gonna be more to the city by giving now. I fully believe.
I
And then after
assume
10
the
years, it's
SNPD
done.
is not doing this because just for fun, right?
Yes. As arbitrators, mediators between the two parties, the SMPDD gets a
love offering.
They get a portion of the tax collected, I believe 10% of that, which
If we get 100, they get $10,000
it doesn't come out of our portion. It comes out of what's collected.
out of theirs. Another question I had is that
And-
the tri-party agreement has to be that it's the sales tax that they bring to the table, not our bottom line taxes. Because our taxes could be going down and Mark could be bringing us $200,000 a year or whatever.
And
They would get credit for that, not for the fact, sorry,
yeah.
we're down in sales tax. We're going to penalize you for it.
I
'Cause
really-
they're going to say we did our part.
I realized that I didn't answer part of the last one. 10% is not the guarantee. They said for larger businesses and things like that, that it could be lowered.
Did we have it? I didn't see it. I guess we worked this out over the next whatever.
Adam with ADP gave you. the
They have to
money.
spend X amount of
It was like,
dollars for it to be considered for something like this.
It has to have, that's the CBD that has a certain gate to it for this.
How do they tap into it on the sales tax?
Talking with the SMPDD and us and getting that.
It's just sales tax number. We'll
Yes, sir.
keep score on the sales tax.
Yes, sir.
I like that. Yes, sir.
I'm still in Mississippi.
I'm
It never
for
left
it.
me.
Anything else, guys?
SMPDD doing for 10%?
Honestly, they'll be the ones tracking, allocating the funds, and serving as the mediator to guarantee this, keeping track of it. Everything that, as I said earlier, I don't want to drown Melissa in because I think she already hates my programs.
One of my critiques about the CBD was that there was no spokesperson. Like when they come and they talk to me and say, who do I talk to?
Yeah.
I gave them your number.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that, I don't think that's really going to be successful that way. So I don't
Once
know how I
again,
feel
it's
about it.
still come to City Hall, or call the SMPDD. Both of us can interact with this policy, enact this policy.
You doing?
Well,
But
that's me. I don't even understand it.
Chamber can help.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about it yet.
okay. And that is something with the CBD and this now, should it pass in the resolution, then I plan on. I've already given Lindsay all of the information on both of these programs and said, hey, I'll happily walk through it with you to kind of get to the baseline understanding of how to start on this program, how to get through it, get everything going so that we have somebody that's there business side.
I will agree. I mean, somebody like Ms. Brown would be perfect as a spokesperson because, and I'm not saying, I know you're loaded, but somebody with moxie. It's not me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
and that's fine. It's just a question of where to point for that first thing. Which as soon as we do our first one, that gets answered, and we go, oh hey, this is how this works. Now, I know conceptually how it works, but until we do it one time and actually get eyes on, we don't see what the bumps are. That said, the process is to get that agreement between us, the business partner, which the SMPDD facilitates, which just starts right there. We'll schedule a meeting for the Board of Aldermen and get together and say, all right, let's start working through this.
And I have some segment, and talking about how you haven't seen a whole lot from the others yet, but I don't know how much promotion there is of that, but I believe that us and our project is the perfect guinea pig or whatever. I could imagine something larger in Petal that would be in an area like that this needs to be done in. And I assure you, I will be a bullhorn for how wonderful it was to work with the city. They provided these programs. So I will have a feeling I'll be explaining it to a lot of business owners and people moving here also.
SMPD, they'd be at the next meeting, would you?
They absolutely can be. They were planning on being here today. And like I said, just due to the nature of the job, they were down on the coast and got tied up there for longer than they intended. And so I got a phone call at like 5:05 saying I'm still down here and not going to be able to make it. So we talked it out back and forth. And I told him like, hey, we got business owners tonight, so I still have to open it up. But in doing that, I was like, I know that there are some of y'all that still have some questions, things like that. If that is the case, real fast, does anybody else want to say anything before I just do this?
Mark, you own the property next door?
No, that's Craft Brothers. I have it for sale.
Yeah, I saw it. I was wondering if you were selling your own property.
So this is the economic policy. I mean, you see this going around not only the country, but the state. Again, and just like we have a lobbyist that actually we're playing with, the big teams. We have to actually enter economic development to actually play with it. So this is a policy, it's a program, but I do like how the mayor mentioned having guardrails. Like I said, because you leave everything up to interpretation. If my buddy walks in and say, yeah, we'll give you 15 years and give you 100%. There's that kind of like queasiness of like, let's have some standards, some guardrails. Whether it's, I think you mentioned a baseline. If we determine a baseline that's the baseline. If we deviate from that, well, then that would have to be some sort of abnormal discussion. But again, the baseline, I think business people like to know consistency. It's like, hey, this is the program, this is what it is. Whether they're redoing research from Madison or Illinois, come down here, just set up a shop here. But I would like to have a baseline of what the standard is, because you're right, leaving it completely 1 year to 15 years or 90% to 10% based on who you know versus this is the baseline.
It's all the rules, everything is done out and spelled out.
Okay, it is, but we have flexibility to change from 1 year to 15 year.
So max you can go to 15, and then, but the percentage is whatever, and once y'all decide
That's what I'm saying. We should have that as part of the initial baseline policy up front. Because again, a policy is a policy. You don't start saying, you know what, we're just going to think about it and come up with a number in a workshop behind doors based on who you know. I rather have
just to be clear, though, rather than a board decision, you would rather be a direct function.
Yeah, and baseline, like I said, and if there is a deviation from that, we might have to input.
Go ahead, Jennifer.
guess, one thing I'd like to add to that is I also, appreciate real people who can be an advocate for a program like this. I think this is important. I think that this could be very useful. However, I also think that the way that the city communicates to its business people needs to be consistent, needs to be done through staff, like the planning department. I went to the planning department and requested information on my building and didn't know anything about a tax abatement program. I learned that from the chamber luncheon recently. So I would love for, there to be some consistency in how this is shared with the public. So it's not just word of mouth. It is, really formal how it's.
Yeah, I learned about this through the ADP and actually Mississippi Power grants to put on a seminar uh, 2 or 3 months ago and learned about a lot of things. Mississippi Power is very helpful in getting things going.
Table
Just one of the, this is focused on the current existing CBD, so it's not on the Gandy. We're trying to focus growth and development. I know we say CBD business district, but basically South Main, North Main, West Central, East Central, the old corridor downtown.
And understand this, some type of incentive is not going to be the last time we hear from them. There are people that do, and I told Mark this, just playing devil's advocate. We have people that do huge, bigger projects. One of them's fixing to start next week. That's going to be bigger than this project. Nothing.
I was like, don't challenge me, Tony. I'll write a policy for something else too.
If this isn't a program we could do citywide, I mean, that'd be suicide. That'd be economic suicide.
I'm not advocating. I'm saying.
Oh, no, I know what you're saying.
Economic development is focused on geographic areas.
Yeah. You give us something, you give us something, we give you something.
We're focused on.
We get-
CBD, which is downtown.
It answers, I get that part of it.
But you're saying it's a very large project?
No, I ain't saying that. I'm just saying that we will have that question because you guys may be asked, I'm out here, I'm your bread and butter. Why didn't you give me? So we get that. Then you deal with it. And you said, well, if you go downtown, we'll give you that same deal.
Yeah.
So that's why I think it should be an ABC thing. But anyway, I do think they always say never call for a vote that you don't know the count. So I assume we're going to let this stay in the oven a little longer.
If the board is desiring to speak to the SMPDD, then
2 weeks or 3 weeks ain't going to make or break you, is it?
No, I do. Please need something.
Unless I'm
to say.
misreading whatever.
But as far as
I'm good
the
either
water
way.
stuff you're talking about, if that's going in the blighted area, absolutely we should help them. However, if it's not, when you get into upper pricing, there is a lot of stuff beyond what the city can offer in this that I can't get to. But like I told you, when I was helping Dr. York get approved for the biggest thing was it's actually part of a rural development loan. That's who all the big boys do the apartments with, the brand new luxury apartments. And it's a way of stretching. You can do your the note on it for 40 years. It's non-recourse. It is some really good stuff that I wish I could get, but it's a whole lot of money in surveys and studies and all of this that doesn't make sense on a $2 to $4 million project.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of things they use beyond what the city would be willing to give.
Yeah, that's always been our ammo, and I know we did a TIF for that thing that I don't think will ever happen. But obviously, when Walmart comes, you talk to them and whatever
Walmart
they
got
need,
hooked up.
whatever they need. But anyway, we've had some discussions. That's why I'm saying.
100% agree.
Without saying anything publicly, we're going to have that conversation a lot more in the next 12 months than we've probably had it in my time in office, just from the growth and the opportunity that's taking place here. So anyway, good conversations, tough ones as well. So you can make a motion to table. Y'all can make a motion to vote, whatever.
I'll amend my motion. Even here. Motion to table until our next meeting. I'll second that.
All in favor?
And thank you again.
Thank you all very much.
If you ever
Thank you.
need
Thanks, Mark.
something, tell me what you.
Thank you.
Mark, it looks really good over there. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
He's already thinking about putting his name on that sign now that I mentioned that.
I support that.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Thank you all very much.
Good deal. Thanks, Mark. All righty, no bids and quotes, old business. We were flipping these, correct? 8 will now go before 7. So number 8 is request to deny conditional use allowing auto sales for property located at 1082 Highway 42, parcel number, per the Planning Commission's recommendation.
That we were at the planning committee meeting, Tina and I were, a few weeks ago, and
Mhm.
I'm under contract to purchase that property, but we talked about this last time. I don't want to buy it and
If you
not be
can't.
able to put my auto dealership out there. So I'm requesting,
Are you, I guess,
Panther Auto Sales.
yeah, I knew
Yes.
that part. Would you shut that one down? I mean, not that you would be required to for this vote. I mean, I think you've run a good business over there.
I'm not entirely sure, what.
Not
what I would
immediately,
do.
just kind of see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm under contract. I'm leasing that property until the end of the year regardless. And I think it would be a slow transition because of the work that 1082 needs over there on Highway 42. But I'm kind of outgrown that area.
Hmm.
And I'm just looking to relocate. There's more space. The layout of 1082.
It's pretty tight, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is, and
weird.
it's not the biggest property on 1082 either, but the way the layout is, it's more room. I can have more office space to where I can hire additional help. It's just me and my best friend there now, and it's tax time. We're swamped. We are working overtime, so I need more space. I'm hoping to get out there on Evelyn Gandy and relocate out there.
There's a house.
It's in between Sky Fuel and the daycare.
Okay. There's a house there. I guess you would use that as your office or tear it
Yeah, we
down.
would, there's one or two options. We would either tear it down and start over, or we would just renovate the house. It's got to be torn to the bare bones.
He'd be
So,
required to do a hard surface out there, wouldn't he? Out front.
it needs a lot of work. And I know I spoke to a few aldermen before this meeting, and it's kind of 50-50. I know car lots don't have the best reputation, and I understand why. But we are a 5-star rated dealership.
I think you've done a good job
Well,
where you're at.
every customer that walks through our door, I give them my personal cell phone number. I tell them, if you have an issue, call me. So that's the way I run my business. We are a big sponsor of Pedal School Districts. Anytime they come by, we're looking for a sponsor. We sponsor them. We sponsor a lot of pedal athletics. And I like the idea of being closer to the high school as well. And also, I live in that neighborhood right behind the property we're trying to buy. So that would be neat, just to kind of ride my golf cart up to work every morning. But that's what I'm requesting to use that property for, is to relocate our little dealership so we have more room, more space, more office space. And I just believe it's a better location.
And just an FYI, years ago, the planning commission and I think the alderman at the time, which predates me, wanted to go out there and do understanding most of that, if not all of it's going to ultimately, and we may be dead and gone, but ultimately would go commercial. But we were advised by our attorney at the time, Tom Tyner, that you had to do them one at a time. So that's why you're seeing some of these pop up.
Yeah.
Meaning each person gets their day in court, so to speak. So that's why we're dealing with it of this nature. And then there's the extra layer that anything automotive of that nature has to come before us as well. They don't get if it's zoned, say it was already zoned like you needed it, you still would have to, an auto dealership would still have to go to the city per our requirements and get permission to do it. And part of it is, if you ride around town, we have a little trouble with some of the fix-it shops and stuff. So we're working
Yeah,
on that.
Kim and I
So
talked about that, and I told her, I was like, you don't have to say any names.
we're working. Randy's getting to visit, getting to hang out with some of them, and he gets to hang out with some of them multiple
Yeah.
times. And so hopefully that'll get
I
better.
hate to see him coming.
Well, we try to get soft touch with it because at the same time we all got to work and live here together. So hopefully, if people are working and trying to get things in the right direction, that's a good thing. We've never had an issue down there with what you've got, so that's a plus, I would think. Any questions from the board?
you anticipate selling more cars out there? I guess that's the idea, right?
You know, I didn't know that Petal got 20% of sales tax. We would collect roughly, we probably collect $300,000 in sales tax a year. So y'all would make more money as well, essentially. So yeah, we're estimating to sell a lot more cars out
But then, like I said, if you're not gonna maintain your location on West Central, that would create a hole in our central business district.
I don't know if I'm gonna keep that property or not. Now, I'm brand new to the auto industry. I've only been doing this for a couple of years. I don't like car lots. No, that's contradictory to me saying that, and I have a car lot, but I've learned so much. I've learned more than I don't say more than I want to learn, but more than I thought I would learn. And there's a gap in the market for auto dealerships for like our target market is under $15,000. So between about $7,500 and $15,000 is our target market. Moving out there, I want to kind of reach a higher target market, you know, between about 10 and maybe 25,000. So I'm thinking about possibly keeping this location to cater towards people looking for like a car under 10, under 5. I have so many people call me looking for cars under $5,000. It's just, you know, in our location with our space, we're not structured for that. I buy what sells well for us. I'm a marketing guy, and I'm kind of perfected the way that
On used cars, is it 5%?
It's you know, it is 5%.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 5% on used cars. But I'm thinking about possibly keeping that location to cater towards people that are looking to spend $5,000 or $6,000 cash on a vehicle, or just buy a cheap vehicle that they could possibly get for $150, $160 a month. But again, it's up in the air. I've got that property till the end of the year, so I have time to think on that. Finances are also a big matter. You know, am I going to be able to afford to build this new location out here and keep this other one running? You know, am I going to be stretched too thin because inventory is not cheap? And if I'm trying to keep the lots full, you know, something to think about. But in a perfect world, if I could keep that location and target a customer base looking for cheaper, more inexpensive vehicles, I would. That would be my intent. But I can't say.
Yeah,
that
but it's about to wear off.
You know, in 6
Almost
months, maybe
second
so. But right now, we're doing really well for tax time. We're doing a lot better than anticipated. So I'm penny pinching, putting everything back. So that's the perfect world. I want to keep that location as well.
How many cars do you try to keep on your lot?
Right now, we probably have 20 cars on a lot that we space over there, and we also run a full detail shop. So at any given time, we can have 4, 5, 6 vehicles of other customers, mostly other dealers. We clean their vehicles up. So we've probably got 25, 26 vehicles in that little bitty space on West Central right now, and we would be able to fit double that out there on 42.
Have you already bought this property?
No, ma'am, I haven't. It's her property, so yeah, I have not bought it yet. That's why I'm hoping to get this approved.
Since this is conditional use, I know in the past, the board has at their purview limited the number of cars by the conditional use. What would that do to you? What's your, like I said, footprint, size, numbers out there?
Well,
I think it's tying into what Auto Lady Kim Strickland said. It's like, if you like, it's park, yeah, figure.
Keep your Kim's, keep your Kim's straight.
People call me Murky, Merlot. I had somebody call me Marlo the other day. It's Murky.
So, I mean, that is one tool in our arsenal of eliminating, because again, it's about making quality location. I know that was used, on West Central. I don't know if you used your particular shop, but I know that's in the past. What do you think about limitations to your numbers out there?
It depends on what those limitations are. Like the whole reason I want to move out there is so I can have more inventory. And just more space, even office space. Like we have a little, 150 square foot office that's barely big enough for 2 people. And if you got 3 customers trying to buy a car, it gets kind of tight in there. So it really just depends on what those limitations are, because I can work with limitations up to some degree.
Okay. What about your hours? Would you, because that butts up against a residential neighbor, your back door, Yeah, I know there's products for building department screening that have to protect, but car lots mean lights. So I know there's lights already next to Panther Den for their area, but and the gas station. So basically that's turned into a, but how that it's a rear residential area. The board in the past has really looked at protecting Yellow Pine and that residential road.
Hmm.
I'm not trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I like to sleep in and I like to get home in time for dinners. We're not staying open late like that. My wife and I, it's funny you mentioned that, we were talking about that the other day. I'm like, the gas station, they open before dark and they don't close till 11 o'clock at night. And big bright lights. There's a residential property that butts up right to theirs. Our hours are 9 to 6. And then on Saturdays, we're open from 9 to 2. So our hours aren't that bad. I think they're well within reason, considering there's a residential property behind us, or, that would be behind us.
Thank you.
Back fence requirement?
Residential area. Commercial.
Why the face? No, you asked the question.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Why the face?
I'm a real estate agent and I know of another property that has 2 acres. That he was talking about the lot size.
I've had so many people.
Never miss an
I'm
opportunity.
looking
Love
at
it.
the size of the.
Yeah, I could do a lot. I could do a lot. But then,
All right.
That's fine.
Okay, let me, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Right there in the same area, there was a lot that make that possible, including experimental driveway for drainage, arbor easement in the back to ensure that there'd be no back entry. It was quite a big deal.
Drew was talking to me about it. And, like I told Drew, I'm kind of expecting the unexpected. I know there's going to be things that kind of hit me that I don't see coming, and I'm expecting that. So that's kind of why I was actually hoping to do something like this, last year, the first of last year, because we've kind of outgrown that area. We outgrew that area quick. So I waited to this point so I could, to be in a better financial situation to address those issues that they're to occur.
I will say, we've had some requests for similar businesses, and I was really on the fence about it. I went through a deal. That's what I'll do. I'll ask people, what do you think? What's going on? And all I can say is for me, this is a no, and it's hard for me to say it's going to. You have a very sound
I
argument,
understand.
and knowing that you live right there, that you almost got me with that.
Yeah, I mean, we live about, you can almost throw a rock from that spot.
You get it. You get it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm here to represent people. And I know that overwhelmingly, that this is not something that is.
Do you mind me asking you why it's a no?
I think you understand, but to put it real frankly, and I'll give myself a little wiggle room by saying the businesses that are following this model, it could be repair, sales, or anything, are not meeting our standards. And
I understand.
people are kind of at this point. That's really what we're at.
Let me
And-
ask you this, these last 2 years that I've been on West Central have not met
Hmm.
standards.
He wouldn't have the
You
rear
could have,
entry issue because
I
his
didn't
property
have that.
doesn't go all the way.
With what you got on this. But I still see people and I didn't respond.
Yeah, Panthers Den had this whole thing.
Basically,
wouldn't
how many
have the
calls
whole
would go out? It's like,
It's,
that goes with your argument. It's in there. And so I am torn, and I do think that this is likely in favor.
yeah.
But I'm trying to explain to you just as a.
No, thank you,
representative
thank you.
of the people.
I understand better now, and I really appreciate your input.
Yeah, and we just had to tell a gentleman no, and I'm still receiving phone calls on that, explaining my no answer to him. And I know if I say yes to you now, that there's a layer of hypocrisy that I can accept.
I understand.
So,
Fully understand. Thank you.
And may I just ask a question, Amy, when we do conditional use, that's based on the actual LLC, the actual owner.
Does not
business
follow the
itself. So
property. Yeah.
visitor pays, closes shop in 3 years and wins the lottery and come back and invest somewhere else. I mean, then that conditional use is revoked based on what his business, if it ever leaves there, right? So we talk about economic development in the country, not the country or state, but here, this is, I think we have to do that for ourselves. you're right. I mean, we're not always gonna be having Starbucks lined up all the way down the Gandy, but I mean, I think this, based on your experience and what I've seen, and talking to some of your actual customers, I mean, I gotta figure out that myself, especially
Vote on
with
this.
a federal resident.
Yeah.
They'd have to make a motion to approve.
We gotta vote on
I
this.
believe that we just had a long discussion about really kind of establishing a baseline on things like this and not picking winners and losers. And there is situations where we do have to make some tough decisions.
Yeah.
Personally, and I've never met you, I've never talked to you, but I do drive by your lot. I live in on the business block or two. In my opinion, you've met the litmus test of earning the right to grow your business in this town, in this area. There's others that are in your same business that we could completely say you've earned the right to not do it. And that can be proven with facts and pictures and everything. I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. It's just two of us and, we work really hard over there. It is not easy.
Let me unpeel this. Or I should say peel, not unpeel. Let's peel this. Okay, I'm gonna read it and then we'll figure out if a yes means no and a no means yes. Request to deny the conditional use allowing auto sales for property located at 1082-42 parcel. That is printed there, per the planning commission's recommendation. Okay, if you vote to deny it, obviously you're killing it. You would,
Well, we need a motion.
so a yes would be to support this.
We haven't had a motion or anything
I
yet.
motion we.
Well, they hadn't done that yet.
No, we just.
You still gotta vote, you still gotta vote on this though. And then somebody comes, and then somebody comes back with another motion, yeah.
But we don't have a motion on
Yeah, motion
anything.
we
We have
deny
no
the
motion.
request from the-
I thought we did, we motioned in the second, didn't we?
I don't
Hey,
have.
who made the motion there?
Deny their request
Yes,
to
they're
deny.
not.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head.
If you want him to open, you vote no. If you don't want him, you vote yes. Not making that, not making it personal.
Legal terms.
Logistically speaking. Who made the motion? We had to have done that.
I'll make it was Gerald
See there?
For discussion.
We actually didn't.
Did
You're
we?
saying
I
you
don't
didn't
think
make
we
a
did either.
He got it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
he
all of
started
that
talking
was
before we made a motion.
wrong. We're taking all back.
Okay, let's get a motion in a second.
Anybody want to talk about this?
So we just need a motion to get it out.
Yes.
All right, I'll make the motion.
Second for discussion.
Okay, now
All in favor
of denying.
of denying. It's pretty good of you. See there?
Is that,
That's when you're
Okay.
sitting here.
If you want to deny it, you will vote yes.
Deny the use of the car lot.
Yes, deny.
Then you vote yes.
I vote yes.
yes.
Okay. Gerald
No.
and Kim.
All opposed.
No.
Okay, motion fails. Is there another motion to allow for the conditional use of allowing auto sales for property located at 1082?
To this, soon to be owner, this potential owner.
This LLC.
Yes, tell us your name
Murphy Pace.
and your LLC.
It's a Pace Transit LLC.
Okay, so that would be the motion to allow Pace Transit LLC. After
Commissioners,
property transfer.
Is there a motion for that?
I'll make the motion for that.
Okay, all in favor of allowing this?
All right.
Any opposed? You happy, Amy? Okay.
I understand.
I will say that I talked to you guys, I did not buy a car there, I looked at a lot of them. And you guys was very professional.
Yeah, I
I will
remember.
talk to you on the phone.
I think I spoke to you. You said,
Yeah.
I think you talked to me.
Okay, so it's just Gerald and Kim that were against it. Okay.
Okay, now number 7, request to adopt an ordinance approving zoning change for property located at 1082 with that
Motion.
from R1 to C2 per the planning commission's recommendation. We got a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Don't let
There we
them-
go.
We're good to go.
We're good. We're good. Everything's
Don't let us down, Murphy.
I won't. Thank you all
Was
so
that-
much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's y'all.
That was-
Yeah.
See there, that was easy.
Never go for the car under $2,000.
Hello. All right, let's go to general business and number 9, request to accept quote from BR Sprance and Son backhoe service for demolition of structure at 128 Sherry Lynn Drive. And unfortunately, I think we will have to have a discussion on that. Is there a motion and a second? Amy, we were having difficulty getting the letter where we wanted to, or we needed Rocky to sound off on this.
I mean,
They won't answer the door.
Take a letter, but Randy has pictures of the certified, he dropped it in the mail.
How many,
I mean, that's good. We've done what we could to get them on notice. Do we have a phone number for them?
They came to one meeting, didn't they?
They have.
several?
Yeah, it was fresh.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while.
He's-
Well, I'm just saying, we may want to call them before you head over, but I'd even call them and let them know that this passed. I mean, I've seen it.
Then they put it in their neighbor's yard.
Yeah, they put it in our neighbor's yard.
Oh.
I'll be the neighbors.
That was the text I got at church. Hold on, brother, Pastor, let me read this text here. Ooh, just moved it. I think they moved it back over, but anyway.
I mean, we've done what they can, and we can't force them to accept mail, and they know that this property's been up there. We've done everything we can to put them on notice. Again, I would call them ahead of time. I'd call them the day of, but I'd call them and say, we're coming out next week, just so you know.
We're gonna mark it with some orange paint just to make sure
That they don't knock down the wrong
Right,
structure.
that they agree it's the right structure.
Yeah, that would be real
For
bad.
the record, this is a backyard structure. This isn't their house.
Yeah, it's a supplemental.
Everybody's like, they're gonna do it while they're in the house. No,
No. It's a supplemental structure that's not been livable or usable for 20 years.
With that information, we got a motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, number 10, request to accept engineering agreement with Shaw's Dearman and Waits for rehab of Plant A. Motion is second. I'll let you know what that's going to be. We've got a leak over there. It's been over there for some time. So we are going to put a bladder, for lack of a better word, and a baffle in there that should be a good deal for us. So this basically just sets them the paperwork process of them actually devising a plan to come up with that. So anyway, got a motion, got a second. All in favor? Number 11, request to accept engineering agreement with Shaw's Dearman and Waits for survey for sewer lift station easement in Hollow Run subdivision. Motion second, so I can tell y'all where Hollow Run subdivision is.
There's a second.
That is in Ward 3. It is over by, was there a second? Second. It's your word. It's a second. And we have a lift station that's kind of down in a little gully, for lack of a better word. And one of the ways we typically gone in there, we really didn't have a right of way, but it was the easiest way to get in and out of. One of the ways, the closest way, would be terrible when it's wet. You probably wouldn't even get out of there and get the equipment out of there. So this allows us to set something where we'll have legal rights to get into our lift stations. So kind of a vestige from the past. So hopefully this will work, and Paul and them will be happy. We used to never have really problems with it, so it was never. Now we had some issues with it, and so here we go. So hopefully it'll get all put to rest. But anyway, I got a motion, got a second. All in favor? Number 12, request to pay estimate number 3 in the amount of $161,119.39 to Homestead Services LLC for Matthews Branch sidewalk per SVW. Is there a motion?
Motion.
You have a second? All in favor? Request to pay estimate number 3 as well in the amount of $345,090.79 to Warren Paving Inc. for 2025 paving per SVW. All in favor? Request to accept supplemental agreement number 1 in the amount of $7,036 with Fairleigh Construction for Friendly Park North Access Road per SDW. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Request to advertise for and make final payment to Fairleigh Construction in the amount of $39,889.72 for Friendly Park Northern Access Road per SBW.
Second.
All in favor? Uh-oh. Let's see what this is all about. Request to close bank account ending in 178 due to depletion of HB 1353 funds. Is there a motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Melissa?
We've spent the money. That was the $500,000 that we got from the state for the access
There
road.
you
It's
go.
all gone.
500,000, wasn't it?
Yes.
Cool. Is there a motion and second? All in favor?
Aye.
See, y'all were wondering what HB 1335 was.
1353.
Look up 35. It might be important too. Number 17, request to refund cash bond for Kay Everett in the amount of $798.75 per court clerk. Is there a second? All in favor? Number 18, request to refund cash bond for T. Patterson in the amount of $1,698.75. Is there a motion? Motion second. All in favor? Number 19, request to set a variance hearing date of April 14th, 2026 at 6 p.m. for property located at 133 Linray Road. Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye. Quick question.
Oh, yeah.
And Rocky, I understand you don't have everything memorized in the whole world, but I just want to ask, what happens if we don't pass that?
If you don't set a variance hearing date,
Yeah, like, is
I
that,
mean-
is that a violation of due process in any way?
I mean, maybe eventually, I don't know. I've never encountered a board of aldermen that refused variance dates on their ordinances because it's just a
Seems
normal,
standard,
it's a
yeah.
standard thing that, that there's always going to be properties that might not
Hmm.
fit. So I really
Yeah.
haven't researched that to find out what would happen if you just refused.
Thank
It
you.
kind of be like, what would happen if you refused to pay number 17 or 18?
Yeah.
And the city's obligated to pay those funds,
Simple
so.
question. Okay, maybe I'll take you to lunch and pick your brain. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I don't know. I figured at that point it would just be a no. Like with the funds, yeah, I mean, you have to pay your bills, but with a variance, we don't have to.
Hey, you buying?
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
I might be available.
No,
That's right.
Thank you.
sorry. I wanted to.
No, sounds good. Sounds good. I'm gonna go with that.
Number 20, request to purchase 2 half-page ads in the Miss Hospitality Program at a cost of $185. Is there a motion and a second for a conversation?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
We typically, Melissa, you might can add to that. We typically haven't done these. We used to, that was a decade or better ago. We used to buy flowers for the
Mhm.
contestants.
Mhm.
And I don't think we've ever done somebody that was representing the county. And I'm not trying to knock it. So, I mean, I'm not fixing the World Baseball Classic's on. So I'm not going to belabor this any longer than we need to over, what is this? Less than $400, but
Is this state hospitality?
I think so.
So
Because there's a
Pedal
pedal representative and a Forest County representative.
in the Forest County,
A
both
girl with
of
a
both of
pedal
them.
address represents Forest County.
No, no,
Yeah, that's
no,
what
no,
that's
no.
what she said.
Forest
Yeah,
County.
she said they were both
live
from Pedal.
inside the city.
I don't know if they live inside the city.
Oh, Lord.
She just said they were
Here we
Pedal.
go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would-
It may just be Pedal School students. I don't know.
It doesn't raise a good question about how we use some of our group set money, because to me, Hub County is part of our tourism industry.
Well, this normally would come out of y'all's advertising budget.
I agree. We didn't budget specifically for this one instance. I'm just saying, as we look at our budget coming, as we move forward now, looking forward,
We,
you know,
I think
there
if we
are
approve them, we
opportunities
get more
where
of
we should
these.
be advocating statewide and, tourism. And I think, meeting some of the previous ladies who won this, they've done a good job. They're our ambassadors. I think it's all basically out there. So, again, everything you can say Mississippi
Is
represents.
Lindsay
too,
still here?
But really, if they say city of Pedal,
Because
that to
Deborah
me
used
is
to,
us.
Chamber used to do something.
Good or bad. That's,
Oh, she got
Mm.
it.
Fort County.
Ask her.
Is there anyone?
Yeah, no, I mean, this ain't
No.
a make or break thing. I've had in the past as alderman, I've voted against some of these. They would go through and some of, we're not very consistent with
I would
with
say
this
I'm not
anyway.
really against
And I don't know
idea,
that
but
anybody's
it's
gonna show up
slippery
next,
precedent.
next meeting and punch us in the nose, which, whatever we do.
Once we open that door.
we did approve the.
We do get more of these when we approve them. That is a
Yeah.
guaranteed
We
fact.
also, they request to use Magnolia Room.
Yeah.
Is that rolled into this, or that?
No, it was just, yeah, we got a phone call. We just got a.
I don't remember.
Was it an email?
Was
I
there
think I just
something
got-
in the
I got an
email about
I
the
sent it to her.
Magnolia Room?
Up on-
Yeah. In
This
the
was
email,
no
they
deed.
requested the use of the Magnolia Room.
There was
Oh, I didn't even read that part. I just saw the ad.
Second part
No,
of
I
that.
think you're right.
So I'm, it's almost a two-part question. One, I think I'd like to support, especially if they do hospitality fellows, because, our Magnolia Room is a good.
I would say too, I mean, if we're doing it for somebody that may be representing, not knocking the county, but if we're doing it for one of the county folks, I think we would want to know that they lived inside the city.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Think
What
we
was her
would,
name?
wouldn't we?
I told y'all her
I
name.
would, okay, I would, I would want to know
But they
that. I would want to know.
represent
I know it's
that.
$185, but
They're representing the
I do
county.
know that
I'd want to know.
The Forest County Miss Hospitality does not live in the city.
Okay. I would at least kick that out, but that's just me. I don't have a vote. I'm blaming y'all one way or the other.
Well, I believe the email was, can we borrow the Magnolia Room? Or can you give me the money so I can rent the Magnolia Room? And
If there's any bad news, I'm getting Melissa to make the call. So whatever y'all do.
I don't remember. I don't remember
modifying the actual request. Or the city of Petal actual representative, when they walk across stage or when they go someplace, they got slashed in the city of Petal.
Yeah, I would
Is that
say
right?
we've never bought two ads for
Yeah,
this.
so I mean.
We didn't do anything, bought flowers, and we may have bought an ad or
So you
two.
want to purchase one ad?
for the city of
One.
Petal and support or improve the Magnolia Room use for the event, or the brownie or whatever they're doing that night. In that, well, and then as we look towards our budgeting process, we look at. how
Well,
much
what
we
day
got.
does she want the Civic Center? Because the Civic Center may be booked.
Did it say? I didn't think it said.
That's what I don't
think
remember
about the
seeing.
email you sent out. That you forwarded.
I had to visit the archives.
Are we certain that the Miss Forest County Hospitality does not live in the city limits?
That's what Craig said.
Make sure that.
Let me look at her email.
Miss Hospitality.
Consider donating.
I think you should be able to submit.
I know Miss Hospitality sometimes
March 22nd.
do some work to find somebody to represent.
And then there's the Petal
That says
area.
Magnolia Room.
Oh, they got art class in there.
March 22nd.
Yep.
We'll let you let
Arts Council's
Jerry
in there.
know that-
On the
We'll let you know
22nd from 1
Miss
to
Brooks
something.
know that we're sorry. Oh. How'd the meeting go? Well, we kicked y'all out of the Magnolia Room.
So she says.
I'm okay with Drew having to face
My name's on the motion too, right?
Yep.
Even better.
Awesome. So we're just gonna do one ad in the Magnolia Room?
that. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Hang
Got a
on.
motion and a second for
And
that.
authorize
All in favor?
the
Any opposed?
Magnolia Room
Kid you not, I did vote against one time. It was
No.
probably a decade or so ago.
charge.
We were broke
Everybody
back
voted,
then.
Yeah, but sometimes it feels.
I would say, was it us or is that's?
Okay.
5 people on YouTube just decided to come and ask us for stuff next meeting. Anyway,
They would.
here's where we can say, here's where we can save some money. Y'all turn some of this stuff down, especially number 24.
She's walking with
Condemn the property
Seminars
over
and
there.
travel.
No, you got
Oh, you
South
wanna get
George
that too?
Bridge.
I don't want to condemn anything. Number 21, request to adopt an order to condemn certain parcels in order to reconstruct, repair the South George Street Bridge per Mr. Howdy Shell. Was there a motion? Motion second. All in favor?
Braden, Haversham, or
Chris.
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 He's the property guru along with the Knoll.
Yeah, he's done some, they did
Knowles.
some great things down Second Street for us.
Yeah. It's more knowledge than anybody.
Number 2, request for Aiden Townsend to attend Funzar in Meridian on April 20th through the 24th. Total cost 0. We'd like that one. Is there a second? All in favor? I don't know about this one. 23, request for Alderwoman Stringer to attend MAP-DD annual conference in Biloxi, Mississippi, the 21st through the 24th. Total cost $672 plus mileage.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed?
Sorry to interrupt again, Melissa. I'm still trying to see if I'm going to be clear for that. Am I too late now, or
For MAPDD?
yeah?
I
Is the
can't,
sign-up's open?
I don't
know
think
that.
you're never. I don't think.
yeah,
you're ever
the,
too
well,
late.
the
It's just like-
early registration ends March 31st. So that's why I was trying to get it approved for.
Yeah, I'm waiting to find something out. I don't want to commit and have to tell you I'm not doing that. So,
Okay.
let you know as soon as possible. Understood. Thank you, man.
All right, number 25. Number 24, request from Melissa Martin and Angel Dye to attend 2026 Spring Clerk Conference in the incredible, fabulous town of Starkville, Mississippi on April 29th through May 1st. Total cost of $836 each plus mileage.
I say we do one of these.
Yeah, that's carried away. Y'all riding together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we issue that Crown Victoria?
What about,
No,
Why
thank you.
can't they take the pub? Why can't they take the pub?
I'm not taking the puff
I
to
consider
start
that. I
with.
consider that an available vehicle. So they'll take the reduced rate.
Tony, will you take me for a ride in that thing?
Oh, you need to.
What's wrong with it?
Don't ever go look for potholes in that thing because you'll think there's none out there. It's so smooth riding right over them. Just saying. Everybody, I think you're an undercover.
Thank
cop,
you.
so the downside. All in favor? Number 25, request for Dylan Anglin and Jordan Marshall to attend industrial fire training in College Station, Texas. See there, 17th through the 19th of April. Total cost 0.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
This is an iffy one too. Request for Craig Bullock to attend MAP-DD annual conference in Biloxi, Mississippi, April 21st through the 24th. Total of $1286.88 plus mileage. I think yours is a room too, though.
We got to pay for your room. County's paying for Kim's room.
Good job.
I was like, had over that mileage and did not approve.
Got a motion, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 27, request to adopt orders promoting the following to engineer at a rate of $50K annually effective April 1st. Jared Mott, Richie Steele, Kirk Nelson, and Justin Bellevue. There's a second, all in favor? Number 28, request to adopt an order hiring LaQuavius Cotton as a full-time recruit firefighter at a rate of $40,000 annually effective March 24th.
Motion.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Thank y'all, because I already sworn you knew. So I won't think about it. Had so much going on, I didn't think about that. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for backing me up on that one. Yeah. Sorry, Chief, you're gonna have to give him the bad news. He didn't make the cut. Anyway, I know, Alderman used to, just for an FYI, the Alderman used to always feel, and Steve was real good about it. That budgeted, that always would give us a warm and fuzzy. Until they found out if it was budgeted, that don't mean the bank's in the money's in the bank.
You'd think he would have quit asking that
Budget,
question.
yeah. He'd have learned his lesson. Huh? Yeah. It's budgeted, but that don't mean we got the money to pay it. Anyway, Mayor's Board, the 28th, we'll do the ribbon cutting. We've got a record number of participants playing ball this year. We are looking, I still see, we own that corner property on Logan and Lewis, correct, Alderman Brixham?
Yes, sir.
It still says that, but they takes a little while to update in TCS maps. Anyway, I am trying to start to see what it would take for us to clear that and probably gravel it for parking and possibly put some RV parking in there, put a little couple boxes in there. But initially, just clear it off. Can't do nothing with it, with what it's got on it, which would be a great thing. So looking forward to that. And hopefully next time, or at least by the second meeting of April, we'll know what the legislature is going to do. A couple things that would affect us are still out there. A couple things died. I believe the one thing that died was liquor sales on Sunday. I believe that died. So, anyway, anything from anybody? Will?
Liquor on Sunday?
There was a bill out there for that. I think it died on the Senate side.
Tony, just a shout out to Paige Zachary. Miss Zachary, I know earlier this month we did a
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
event down at Carterville, supported that.
Yeah.
And appreciate all.
Yeah, y'all did a good job with that.
That responded, and again, the city's designated the venture friendly, one of the certified, one of them, two in the state. Like I said, these little steps, baby steps, to try to inform and educate people, but it takes everyone to come together. I appreciate Miss Zachary and also Carterville supporting that event and making it happen. So.
Have you noticed the fire department's green this month? The green shirts. Have y'all seen? We had a leprechaun come by earlier, and they got green shirts and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. Anyway, and I would like to thank the police department. I finally got a challenge coin from them after 16 years. Appreciate that.
I like their new uniforms.
Appreciate that. Anything from the alderman? Okay, let me tell y'all something very important. Hold on a second. Okay. It's nothing to nothing, top of first, Venezuela and the United States. Okay, just FYI. Anyway, is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor? Any opposed?
Tony, what neighborhood is called Collins?
That's over there on Collins Street. I don't know if it's all of it, but we can get in there off Collins Street. They've been coming off a circle, but the neighbor over there is like